everybody. The people have spoken, and they want the story time of how this came to be. So, let's get into it. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
This is a flashlight. And it's posing as our microphone. So, how long, I don't even know, have you had this ring?
Pretty close to a year.
Dang. So, why wait so long?
Because there wasn't a good time. Not the time that I wanted, at least.
Alright, is it because, like, you wanted to make it all special or something?
No, engagements aren't special at all. No, not at all.
Why? We've been together for 5 years, yeah. How come you waited so long to propose? Be honest.
Money. Mostly, yeah, money.
Yeah. Also, I knew this. We were very poor. We are poor.
But we're not as poor.
Yay! Okay, so then you made that video with, like, all the pictures. Was that always the plan?
Yeah. I wanted to take more, but never ended up being able to.
How come?
I wanted them to be special, like, cool moments. So, like, obviously the hot air balloons in the concert and, like, when we went to Yellowstone and stuff. That was, like, really cool, intimate moments. And I don't know if you realized, actually I know you realized, but I don't know if these people realize, the song on the video is one of the songs that the artist made at the concert we went to.
And this concert is?
21 Pilots.
Which is?
Emo?
No. I'm trying to get at the fact that they're my favorite band of all time.
Oh yeah, that too.
Since I was like 13.
Mm-hmm.
They've been my favorite band, so very intentional with that, at least I think.
Yeah. Well, that's why I took not all the pictures. There are very few pictures that actually ended up on the video. Not all of them made it on there. I took a lot. You're very oblivious.
Yeah, but did you know when we were in the
Japanese garden?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I knew you had it because you were acting sus, and I looked back too fast one of the times, and then you were like, and I was like, but I didn't say anything because, you know, I thought you were going to do it on the trip, so I was like, oh, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, I know. I played it off like that on purpose. I also almost dropped the ring, so I was like, oh crap, gotta catch it before it falls.
Where did you almost drop it? When I caught you?
Yeah. There was also several times I have very, like, short videos during the concert and stuff where you, like, were happy and you're like, yeah, and you turn around and be like, oh!
Yeah, I didn't notice I was way too into the concert. No offense.
I was taking advantage of it. I was using it.
I like the one in that video where I'm like, it looks low-key very creepy, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
How it went down. So, I'll say from my perspective, and then you can say from your perspective, okay? So, what I knew is he told me we're going on a date. He told me we're going on Sunday. I said, there was one day, it was like on a Tuesday, I was like, do I need to get fancy for this? And he was like, yes. And I was like hair and makeup fancy? And he was like, yes. For context, this man never cares. I was like, interesting. And then my coworker, I'm getting engagement nails, he told me to, right? And my coworker was like, oh, I don't know about those nails, when he was there, because he visits me at work, because he's a cutie patootie. And he brings me things. And it's great. I love him. Anyway. Just had to say that. Anyway, so he brought me something, and then my coworker was like, yeah, I don't know about those nails. I like the other ones. And then the next day after that, he, like, sat there, and he, on this couch, he had my hand, and he was, like, staring at them. And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, just looking, and I was like, He's never done that before. He's never cared that much about my nails. And I was like, why does he care so much about this girl's opinion? Also, I don't know why you cared about my coworker, who I'm not even that close to his opinion, but it was cute. It was cute. It was the overthinking.
Yeah.
I speculated after all these instances which I have a video of me documenting, realizing, wait, I think it's gonna happen. But I kept it cool. I didn't want him to know that I was catching on because I didn't want him to back out because, you know, I've been waiting 5 years. I didn't want him to back out. And another thing, he changed the time from 6 to 4, and I was like, that's weird. And after, I was like, oh, let's take pictures. I was like, I don't care where, really, like, I just, like, want to get pictures of us because he dressed up really fancy, which also I was like, that's sus. He'd never wear slacks, okay? So I was like, that's sus. And then he was like, let's go to our favorite park. And I was like, that's super sus. And then when we were at our favorite park, I was like, oh, let's go explore the park. I want to find trees that are blooming because it's that season. And he was like, no, let's go to the fountain. And it's like, for context, our favorite fountain. So I was like, that's sus. And then as we were walking in, I saw the camera. So I was like, it's happening. So I'm gonna leave it there and then tell me from your perspective, like the planning, like the stuff I don't know.
Okay, so basically to start, like the original part of the plan. So the video was like plan A. I started doing like the video and the pictures and stuff like a month or two after I got the ring, and I planned it like that. Yeah, think she likes it. Anyways, but it took me probably 3 or 4 months to get the ring because it's custom made. And so I had to like show up multiple times, and so
you do.
Yeah, I had to show up multiple times, and so like my schedule with work and stuff made it really difficult, and so like I would fake that I was going to the gym, which I would go to the gym, but they would also open really late, so I'd go to the gym and be like, I just can't work out, you know? She's like, when are you coming home? And I just can't figure out how to work out, as I'm like sitting there talking with the guy. But, so there was that, and then, you know, we had like 4 trips back to back coming up, and so I was like, you know what, I might propose if I find a good time to propose there, but like I wanted it to be more meaningful and like that kind of thing. So I was like, well, I'll just document every time that I could have proposed.
That's cute.
And then I was like, yeah. So like camping trips and hi Kat. You have something to say.
You're talking?
How do you feel about us getting married?
Wow, that's a lot to say.
Sure is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Simon, thank you. Very meaningful and heartfelt.
Yeah. We did the trips and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this would probably be a good time, but no, it's not good enough. And then I'd take a picture when you weren't paying attention. Sometimes I'd use the fact that you were mad at me for whatever reason, just because you turn away from me, and I'd be like, haha, like...
Exposed.
Yeah. So I used those, and then eventually, like, I was getting too, like, complacent with it and like being super obvious, and I just stopped like trying to be sneaky about it. So she started noticing. I was like, I'm pushing it too much, I'm just gonna stop. I just stopped for a little bit, and then I was waiting for us to do like something cool or like big or something. So like in the video there's like hot air balloons, like that was one of the times I did it, and then I don't know, like some stuff like that. And then it just never was a good time. And then, especially back then, we were still, like, working really hard with, like, money and, like, finances and stuff like that. So it was like, do we really have money to save for a wedding? Do we really have this, that, the other thing? And I wasn't really comfortable with that, so I just waited a little longer. And then, for this date, so I was looking around. Oh, yeah. She sent me a post about the place that I went to go eat. And I wanted to make it a surprise where we were going to eat, just, you know, to make a surprise. She sent me a post, like, a day or two after I decided, and I was like, I'm going to make it this time, this day, like, that kind of thing. And she's like, oh, it would be so cool to eat here. And I was like, well, cool.
You played that, or can I interrupt?
Yeah.
He played that part off really well. I didn't even speculate that it was that restaurant, like... also for context, I literally was like, oh, let's go here with your siblings, because we like go with his siblings out to eat like every month, And I was like, let's go here. I literally made plans to eat there while he had this plan the whole time. Literally had no speculation of that.
Yes, which also reminds me, so the day that I had planned, my family was like, oh yeah, let's just have a family dinner and like come up, and it's like, it's quite a ways away, like it's about an hour and a half away. And so I was like, guys, we can't do that. Like, I texted, I think I just texted my brother, like, because he was the one who initiated the planning and stuff. I was like, guys, I can't do that. Like, this is the day that I'm going to propose. And then my sister, like, texted the group chat. I was like, oh, actually, I work. I can't do it.
Interrupting again, but I didn't even suspect it. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, cool.
I texted it right next to her, which shows how oblivious you are.
Well, it also shows I trust you. Like,
Also
I don't
true.
care what you're doing on your phone, so I'm not going to look over, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oblivious, but also, like, I don't care who you're texting, so I wasn't going to be snooping anyway.
Yeah. So there's that. And then, when I changed the times, it was because the photographer, she went and, like, scouted out the picture place, the place that I was going to propose. And, she was like, you know, it kind of gets dark at the time that you wanted to do it, because I wanted to do it with the sunset. But there was a lot of, like, overcast and trees and, like, that kind of stuff. And she was like, it would be really hard to get, like, good lighting and stuff for the pictures. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, when do you recommend to do it? And she's like, 4:30. I had already booked a reservation for the restaurant at where we'd get there, like, right before. Like, we'd stop there before and then go to the restaurant and, like, celebrate there. But then she was like, oh, I recommend, like, 4:30, like, that kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay. Or no, 6:30. And so I moved it back so that we had time to eat before and then do the thing. And then when we actually showed up to our favorite park, and we were, like, walking around and, like, that kind of stuff, we walked past the area because we were just going to stroll around and stuff. And I was like, while we were walking past the area and stuff, I have my smartwatch, it vibrates when I get a text. I look down, it's the photographer, and she's like, where are you guys going? Like, I'm shooing people out of this place. Okay.
You're not using the microphone, bro. So, okay, that was so sus, because this man, like, he's so good when we go on dates. Like, he devotes all his time and energy to me. Like, doesn't even go on his phone. And so then he was, like, all of a sudden he was, like, texting as we were walking in the park and, like, staring at his watch. I was like, that's sus. So all these things leading up, I was like, sus, 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 sus. But I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing because I want my ring, you know? But that happened, and I was like, what in the world is going on? Like, who is he texting? Like, I was like, what is going on? But I wasn't gonna say anything because, again, I don't really care. But I was like, interesting, you know? In the back of my mind, I was like, interesting. Anyway.
Okay, well, normally I can ignore, like, a text or two, but she was, like, blowing me up. Like, I could not look away.
Yeah, and I heard his, like, you can hear his watch buzz sometimes. It's like, buzz, 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 buzz. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
I was
so
like, what's going
the
on?
photographer was, like, freaking out that we walked by and didn't go immediately there. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I knew that would be really suspicious and stuff like that. And I knew, like, at this point, she probably figured it out anyways. So I was like, well, let's just go this way, you know? And we turned around and she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because I was like, as we walked into the park, I was like, let's find the blooming trees because I really wanted pictures with them. And then I was like, and then we can go on the way out because it's on the way out. Like, we'll go stop by our favorite spot in the park, which is the water fountain where he did it. Yeah, that's fine to tell you. Yeah, the water fountain where we did it, I was like, we'll just hit it up at when we get out of the park. And he was like, no, let's go now. Let's go now. I was like, why? I was like, why? I was like, but okay.
Yeah, so as we were walking to the fountain area, you could hear the clicking of the camera, like the snapping. I was like, uh-oh, that's pretty obvious. And then I saw the like massive lens, and I was like, well, maybe I can block it with my body. And I just see her head go.
Yeah, well, because you also looked. And so then
Yeah.
I looked, you know? And then I was like, that's a camera. And then I was like, wait a second. This is our favorite spot at our favorite park. Yeah, okay, so then I'll pick it up from here. So then from there, we're walking over. He's like kind of low-key dragging me at this point because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. In my head, that was what's going through my head.
You froze up and you weren't walking, so I was like,
really?
Let's go.
I didn't even realize. I just was like, I didn't even know I froze up.
Yeah, you weren't. Funny. You just stopped, and I was like,
you're like,
keep moving. Quit staring at the camera.
Were you freaking out?
Yes.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. Yeah, okay, because I was like, this is me realizing, oh my gosh, like, it's really happening. Right? Because I, like, speculated, but I was like, oh. As soon, like, everything was put together. I was like, this is happening for real. And so, yeah, he, like, practically was, like, dragging me up to the front. And then I was like, wait. I don't know why. I was, like, scared and nervous. Like, I knew I was going to say yes, and I knew what was happening. But I was like, I don't know. I was scared. I was nervous. I was like, wait, do I look good enough? Like, you know, like, things that girls worry about, okay? So, also I had my jean jacket on, and I was like, no. But it didn't really matter. It's still so cute. I just, in my head, I was like, no, I want to take this off. But it would look so weird to throw it off right now, so I guess we're just going with it. That's what was going in my head. What was going in your head?
Why aren't you moving?
That's all. Oh my gosh, the difference between man and woman. Me, oh my gosh, this is happening. It's for real. This is happening.
My brain was, this is the goal. We got to get to the point first before we can start, like, working with that stuff.
Fair.
And then when I finally, like, actually, like, drug you to the spot that I wanted to, and I wanted you to, like, turn a certain way, you're like, why? I was like, oh, wow, look over there. You're just like, why?
Yeah, okay, because the fountain wasn't on, so I was, like, a little bit confused. I was like, is this supposed to be on? Is something supposed to happen? Like, I didn't know, right? Obviously, I didn't know what was happening. So I was like, I was freaking out, and I was also like, wait, is this where it's happening? Like, I was like, I don't know for sure, you know? So I was freaking out. And I'm also a little bit of a control freak, so I was like, what's happening?
I was very upset that the fountains weren't on.
It is what it is. It was still so cute, and you can't really tell in the pictures, to be honest, in my opinion. I think the photographer did that on purpose, too, but yeah. So yeah, okay, so then from there, we go out there. This is the best part. So we go up there, and then I was like, wait. I was like, what did I say?
Is what I think is happening right now? Is it seriously happening right now? Is what I think is happening right now? Like, you were just, like, chattering over
I was freaking out.
Yeah, you were just, like
and then what'd you say?
Hands. I was like, can I actually do it, please?
You're like, or I thought you said, just let me do my thing.
Oh, yeah, it was like, it was something like that.
Yeah, you're like, just let me do my thing. And then, so he got down on one knee, and, yeah, and then what'd you say? Oh, that's my full name, actually. I don't want that on the internet.
Yeah.
He said my full name. Me being stupid. Say my full name on the internet. I mean, it's about to change, but anyway. Maybe.
Anyways.
So then he was like, will you marry me? And I don't know. He didn't have a speech, but to be honest, I think I actually, were you planning to have a speech?
I had one up in my mind and didn't rehearse it, honestly. But then, like, I was so thrown off because you were like, I was like, let's go. And I was like, wait, now what? So it kind of, like, threw me off.
Yeah. I mean, it's both our first time. I was freaking out. He was freaking out. We were freaking out. We're just like that. So it was great in its own way. So yeah, then he asked, he's like,
I was like, will you marry me?
What?
Oh, it's just weird saying it to a camera right now.
We're telling the story about how it happened.
Yeah. Okay, so I was like, Trinity, will you marry me?
And then I was like, what did I say, actually? I mean, I know I said yes, but how did I say it?
Are you serious? Yes, right now, yes. Something like that.
I don't know. It was really sweet. It was really cute. And I was super happy with it because I had, like, some requirements that I wanted. I wanted, it not to be winter. I wanted it to be warm. And I wanted it to be, like, my hair done. I wanted my makeup done. I wanted to be wearing something cute, like, feel confident, you know. And he hit all those marks. And so that was perfect. And then I had more requirements. Like, I used to have more requirements. But after 5 years, I was kind of just like, just give me a ring already, Brett. But I didn't really care because I love him. I knew we were going to get married eventually. And I knew it was mostly money. That was the problem. That's why we couldn't, like, you know, get married, get a ring yet. Which I waited, and I'm cool with that. But I kind of chilled out after a while. I was eventually, up until this point especially, like, after he was telling me to get engagement nails and everything, and like it seemed like it might have been happening for like a year and it hadn't. I was kind of just like, I don't even care anymore. I was like, just do anything. I'm gonna say yes, like you already know. But he still went like above and beyond, so it was super cute. I'm super happy.
I tried.
Yeah. I'm curious. So like, is there any more reason behind like why you chose where you chose to do it?
Well, yes. Knew that it was going to be really pretty in that park, especially like during that time. And I timed it, like I tried to time it like right as like as many things were blooming as possible, and like it was sunnier and it wasn't freezing or like anything like that. So like I tried to do that, and then like its location, it was convenient because I probably would have gone there anyways, but for where we were eating and stuff, I decided where we were going to eat before I decided where I was going to propose. And it was just,
interesting.
yeah, like I probably was going to propose there anyways, but it was conveniently really close, and so when I was like going with my original like plan B one or whatever you want to call it, where it was like
I don't know why I put that. It was a yawn.
Yeah. Anyways, but like my plan B to like propose and then go eat, it was supposed to be stop and then go there, and then when it turned into eat, stop, or propose or whatever, it got all funky and stuff, and then it just conveniently was like, oh, let's just do this and this. So.
That's cute. Yeah. And then, I mean, I already said, it's our favorite park. One of our favorite spots in that park. I don't know. We have so many good memories there, and I'm happy to add this to it. Mm-hmm. Now we have even more of a good memory there. I think this is probably, like, the best memory there. Understandably, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super happy with it. I don't know. I couldn't ask for better. And also, like, the fact that he did, like, the video behind my back, that was, like, the cherry on top. Like, I knew, but I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know he had so many pictures and everything. That was really cute. And, like, the song and everything, like, that was really cute. That, like, really, I was like, dang, this is the man I'm gonna marry. Yeah.
For context, the pictures, they were probably among the 4 trips, which were somewhere between, like, 2-3 weeks combined. I had close to like 100 different spots, not just pictures, but different spots where I took pictures, and then I kept the ones that I wanted to potentially use, and then like sorted them all out and stuff like that. So I probably had close to like 150 pictures at the point.
Wow, that's crazy.
Fingies are so small. Part of it was that like it was. No matter what, it would have to get custom sized. Like, it wasn't just, like, a normal, like, size or anything like that. But I also couldn't find everything that I wanted. And then, even if it wasn't everything I wanted, like, it was, like, just back to finances, it was ridiculously expensive. It was, like, $10,000 for, like, one aspect of what I wanted and stuff. It was a little bit out of the price range. Where, like, this company, they worked so well with me. I love them. But, like, they did the type of gold I wanted, which is rose gold. They let me handpick the diamond, and then, like, there are little gems in the branches and, like, the twig style, like, cross intertwine, and then, like, on the bottom, there's, like, they're called French hooks, where it, like, makes it so the ring doesn't twist or anything. So, yeah.
You keep saying what you wanted, but, like, I guess, why'd you choose this ring? Like, this style?
What do you mean?
Like, out of all the ring styles, you could have picked anything. Why'd you choose this?
Because it matched you and your personality. Like, it's super unique, and I don't know. Don't look at me like that.
Bruh, you know I have, like, the exact replica of this on my Pinterest.
Yes, but, like, I don't know. Oh, I didn't trust the Pinterest sellers anyways, but...
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying, like, I wanted this since, like, we started dating.
Oh, well,
That's
yes.
what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, that too. I still made my own little adjustments and stuff to it.
Yeah, no, you totally did, and I love it. It's literally perfect, but also, like, just saying, from my perspective, this is, like, everything I could have ever wanted. I mean, like, I would have been fine with anything he got, but this is, like, exactly what I wanted. Like, I have, like, almost, like, 5 million different versions. Okay, no. More like 10 different versions of, like, this exact style of ring on my Pinterest, and just he paid attention. He chose, like, he even chose the right gold. I love rose gold. For context, like, I know, and from what you've told me, like, rose gold is super unique gold. Like, almost everyone I've showed the ring to, they're like, is that rose gold? Like, that's so unique. And I'm like, yeah, I love rose gold. Like, he is intentional. He listened to what I wanted. He paid attention. He looked at the Pinterest board. Like, he did his research. Like, everything about it is so perfect. Like, I am so happy with this. I'm so happy he did, like, this exact style and everything.
When the photographer actually, like, took, like, close-ups of the ring and stuff like that, she's primarily a jewelry photographer, and so when she, like, looked at the ring and stuff, she was like, whoa, that's, like, crazy unique and weird, and, well, not weird, but, like, crazy unique and, like, special, and, like, that kind of stuff. So hearing that from, because we're like, we're acquaintances and stuff, like, we know her before this, and, like, hearing that from what she does and stuff is, like, really cool, because she works with some really, really high-end jewelry places and stuff. So
yeah, it was, like, a super big compliment, like, obviously to him who picked it, and also, like, it's my ring, so, like, I just love it. And literally, I've showed a lot of my friends now in person all of their reactions, like, oh my gosh, like, that's so unique, that's so gorgeous, that's so you, like, that's so perfect. And also half of them are like, oh my gosh, is that rose gold? Oh my gosh, like, the twig style, like, that's so cool. Like, and that's, like, almost everyone's immediate reaction. And I don't know, it makes me, like, I'm so happy, like, he got what I wanted, and I love that I chose this. And, like, sure, it's different, it's unique, but, like, everyone has, like, a good reaction to it. Not that I really care what people would think anyway, but it's, like, really awesome to hear, like, how people also really love it and think it's unique. And I don't know, I mean, because I'm super happy with it, so it's cool to see that other people are as equally happy.
I'm not like most guys. I'm better.
Yeah. Most men suck. Don't settle. Don't settle. This is my proof not to settle. Even if it takes a while. Yeah. But for context, I knew it was going to take a while. We're poor. Like, we didn't come from rich families. We had to pay for our own college. We had to pay for literally everything we have. And so, like, we wanted to get married. We're high school sweethearts, though, for, like, we've been dating since 16. And so we always wanted to get married. We've always talked about it, but we also wanted to be smart. And he also wanted to give me, like, my dream wedding, my dream proposal, my dream everything. And so I was down to wait. Like, I'm glad to have waited instead of just rushed into it. Because if we rushed into it, obviously, like, we would have had to get less of a good ring, just everything. It just wouldn't have been as good if I didn't wait. So it was worth the wait for me. It's not worth the wait for everyone, but for our relationship, it worked great. I always knew we were going to get married. I didn't care what people would say about, like, oh, why isn't he popping the question? It's our relationship. I equally was, like, okay with waiting, you know. Sure, I would, like, poke fun and be like, hurry up, give me my ring. But deep down, you know, I knew we're not rich. I know we're poor. And I'd rather prioritize those things into saving for our future than just sporadically spending $1 million on a ring and then being even more poor and being stupid, you know? So, like, and, like, anyone can do whatever they want with their relationship. That's my biggest point. Like, whatever people want to do, however they want to go about it, it's great. But I'm super happy, super glad with how you did it. It was worth the wait. Totally worth the wait for me.
I just did quick math in my brain. We've known each other since kindergarten. I don't think I've known anybody else as long. Like, aside from, like, parents and family. But, like...
That you're still... You mean, like, still friends with or something?
Yeah. Like, well...
Because, like, I mean, you know people, but...
My best friend... I've known you longer than my best friend.
That's crazy, yeah. Because 3rd grade, right?
Yeah, 3rd grade, and we were kindergarten.
Ha, suck it.
So that's...
Suck it, Michael.
How long is that? That's, like...
Like our whole lives, basically.
Yeah, like...
Since we were 5?
Or 4. Like...
That's 5. You have to be 5
years.
to go to kindergarten.
Okay. That's 17 years, and we're in our 21, 22.
Yeah, which is crazy. Which also puts into context, like, we grew up with each other, we know each other, I was solid, we have trust, like, I knew he was gonna marry me, I knew it might take a while. I would rather wait for my dream and, like, it to go down how I want than him to feel rushed and, like, just rush into it, and, you know, I don't know.
Sometimes you would get impatient, though.
Definitely, and I admit that. I would get impatient. But honestly, it's like, it's more so, I didn't really care. Like, I even told him this, like, I don't care if it's real or anything. I'm not that girl. I don't care. Like, some girls care. Great. If you care, great. I don't care. To me, it's not about the ring.
It's real.
Yeah, sorry. It is real. But I would always tell him, like, I don't care. I just want to get married. I just, like, want to be with you. I just want a ring. The biggest thing, and the reason why I got impatient up until the end, I was sick and tired of men flirting with me. I just wanted a ring to be like, you know, like, stop, you know? Because I know, and I'll tell people, like, oh, I have a boyfriend, but sometimes guys are stupid, so when you actually have a ring, I don't know, it, like, sticks better in stupid guys' brains. Something.
It's curse of being pretty and attractive.
I'm glad I have it now, though. Kind of funny story. Literally, like, Thursday, there's a country swing formal. There's this guy who was, like, super flirting with me, and then he proposed that Sunday. I was thinking about it, like, if only I had that ring, if only I had the ring then maybe this guy would have chilled out. But I used him for dancing, so it was fine. Because at least I got some dances out of it.
Yeah.
He couldn't be there. Otherwise, you know. And, you know, he don't care. We have that trust. Just dancing with a guy. It's not equal cheating. Maybe it does in your relationship. That's fine. In our relationship, it's just a dance. I ain't twerking on him or anything crazy. If I was, yeah, that's cheating. That's cheating. But also, literally, all of my friends are over there. She's married! I'm like, yo, whoa, guys, I don't even got the ring yet, but okay. Yeah, no, my friends would not let me cheat. They would be going straight to him. They would have dropped me. Yeah. So anyway, just for context, like, just so funny. But it's like, if only I had the ring then, it would have gone out so differently. I'd be like, and then he'd be like, oh, and probably dance with me anyway, because after I told him, he still danced with me two other times, so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So her best friend Vanessa, there was one night where, like, we were talking for, like, forever, and she was gone for, I don't remember why.
I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I went to bed. And then you guys stayed up 5 years talking.
Yeah. But I was like, you know, it was perfect timing. Like, I hadn't told very many people up until that point. It was, like...
He didn't even tell his best friend.
Thursday or Friday. I told him. He just forgot.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was, like, Thursday or Friday or something like that, so it was just a few days away, and I was like, you know what, it probably won't cause any problems if I just tell her. And I was like, Vanessa, hey, by the way, I'm proposing this Sunday. And she said, what? I was like, yeah. It's like, what? And I was like, yeah.
That's so funny.
And we had a really long conversation about that, and then, like, I showed her the ring, and then, yeah, I don't know, it was just funny.
That was funny. I didn't know her side.
Then she was dropping hints.
Yeah, well, just the next morning, we hung out, and she was like, I was talking about it, because, you know, proposal needles, I was like, oh, I can't wait, I want the ring, like, this dumb guy flirted with me, you know, because she was there. And she was like, just wait, he has plans. Trust, he has plans, he has good plans. And I was like, I know she knew something. She didn't really say that much, but she's my best friend, bro, like, I don't know why he thought he could trust her. This girl's my ride or die, like, she told me everything, we tell each other everything, but it was fine. It kind of gave me confirmation to, like, be prepared, you know, so I'm okay with it.
I would have rather been more spontaneous.
It's
okay. I was keeping it on the down low really, really well.
He thought.
No, I was until Vanessa. Vanessa is where it's...
Though you weren't, I figured it out on, what day is that? Wednesday. Wednesday's the day I figured it out.
Yeah, but she just gave me more reason. Like, you were,
well,
like,
yeah,
on
but
the
by
edge.
then I already knew. Those videos from the day before were before Nessa told me anything. Yep.
I still blame Vanessa.
You can't. She's my bestie. That was your fault.
It was my fault, but it's still her fault.
It worked out. Everything worked out. Anyway, so this is so long, but you guys asked for the story. We gave the full story. Yeah, I'm sure there's still more we've left out, but yeah, I also just wanted to, like, people just really think it's unique. It's really awesome. I'm so happy with it. Obviously, however, everyone's engagement is beautiful. Like, whatever works for your relationship, do whatever works best for you. This is what worked best for us. I literally could not ask for better. I would wait 5 more years if it was gonna turn out like this, and I knew, I would wait more. Because I just love you. I don't care. I mean, it would be nice to be like, back off, man, you know, but point being, I'm cool with waiting. I'm glad I waited. It was worth the wait. And if you can't wait, then that's fine. But yeah.
And same thing for like weddings and stuff too. Like everybody's got different weddings.
Yep. That's my thing. Like my biggest thing is it's your relationship. It's nobody else's relationship. At the end of the day, it's like how solid you guys are together. Other people's opinions shouldn't matter and shouldn't change your relationship. Like allowing other people's opinions to change your relationship is a problem.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and I'm saying this because people have had opinions about how we've gone about doing things. We're not perfect. Like we've made mistakes, but you know, I think it just helped our relationship grow.
Yeah.
I think we're stronger for it, and I don't really regret anything. We're human. We made mistakes, but he's my ride or die. Yeah. And I think it just showed me even more he's the one I want to marry indefinitely. So no regrets.
Yep.
And yeah, biggest thing, takeaway. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the stare.
Probably this.
Well, yes, I did get that. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. That's how this happened. But also, just take from this, if your relationship looks different, if your engagement, your wedding, everything looks different, that's okay. It's your relationship. Nobody's relationship should look the same, you know? And I think it's beautiful that everyone's stories are different. And I'm so happy with ours. Anything else? Yeah. Yay! We did it. Wedding planning time.
Yeah. Money. Beyonce.
Beyonce. Oh my god. This whole time I could have been being Beyonce, but I didn't even use the opportunity. It's okay, I'll have more opportunity. I could have just been saying it extra because I could, but I didn't.
Wah wah.
Better luck next time. Anyway, shout out to those who have stayed this long. I will give you a thumbs up.
Certified
With the
thumbs
ring.
up.
With the ring.
Hello.
You know, also, I really love all my friends, dude. They were so cool about it. What?
You just didn't give a joke.
No. I didn't pay attention. I clocked out.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fiance. Beyonce sounds so much like Beyonce.
My Beyonce.
That's something that goes through my head sometimes.
My Beyonce.
I guess, if you guys have more questions, drop in the comments. You'll probably be seeing more of him because he's my fiance.
Beyonce.
Although you already saw a lot of him because, again, we've been together 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else to say? I think we hit all the things.
You know, we gotta gatekeep them good stuffs. Like the restaurant we went to. It was really good. Food, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. And of course, yeah. I mean, I don't want people stalking, so I ain't gonna give you all the deets of where exactly everything went down, but unless I know you IRL.
I really want to shout out the company that helped me with the ring, but no.
Oh, he didn't even actually say. My size is a 3.5, but I even think I might need a size down. that's something else everybody's shook at when they, like, have seen my ring. They think it's really pretty, really, really unique, and then they go, oh my gosh, your fingers are tiny, your hands are tiny. They're like, what size is that? And I'm like, it's a 3.5, and they're like, and then I, like, spin it around, and I'm like, I think I need to size down, and they're like, I'm like, yep, I have tiny hands.
Yeah.
But does it make it cost less?
What do you mean? Sizing
Like,
down?
Yeah, like, because it's less
No.
material.
No.
Oh, well, that's stupid. I wish it did.
This is the ring that I bought.
Oh, really? Couldn't tell.
Yeah. No, I don't know why sizing down would make it.
Like, it's less gold
Yes. It takes
than,
a
like,
little less.
10-person fingered.
The amount is pretty minimal, though. Like, in reality. Yeah.
Dang.
Even
it's more
those,
the diamond that cost, huh?
Yeah. Even the French hooks and stuff, they were free.
Oh. Crazy.
Even though it, like, adds, like, 3 times the thickness in that one spot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I ain't complaining. It's beautiful. And it's real, which is, like, even more than I asked for. I didn't even really care about that.
Hand shows that diamond. It's a good diamond.
It really is. It's super sparkly.
Yeah.
I just keep staring at it.
Even the little diamonds and stuff,
Yeah, they're super sparkly too. I like it. I'm happy. And that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's really all that matters.
If you feel like happiness is the truth.
Just give me your hand.
Oh. Happy, 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 happy.
Anyways, if you guys have more questions, put it in the comments. Otherwise, that's the story time. Sorry it's so long, but y'all asked, so I delivered. Bye-bye! Any last words?
No.
Okay, bye! Oh, you're taking that literally?